Why is it that time slows down to almost a stop when you're about to get hurt very, very badly? Hi everyone, this is Narend's with MS. I am Naren and it's time for a Mindful Monday. And this Mindful Monday, I actually was thinking about, what it means to be mindful, right? When do I find you know time and place to be mindful? And I know I keep talking about it, and I mean, generally this is more or less the time to do that, right? This is, after all, Mindful Monday, right? We again begin, the start we begin with a new week. This is literally the start of our uh, essentially like the week ahead. So there are tons of possibilities, lots of different things, variables up in the air, and as a result, one of the things I love doing is to just pause and actually be mindful. I think this is probably the best time to realize or appreciate um, every single moment we have during the day, because for at least Monday and then the subsequent days, um, you know we will be busy working, busy doing the regular things that we do. So the one thing I did have is, usually people are mindful during different things, right? I do find some level of mindfulness when I meditate, for example. Yoga is, of course, a great time to be mindful. But I think another point that I do find some amount of mindfulness occurring in me is when when let's say the day is very loud, the day is very busy, you are in between lots of different things, meetings are happening. Sometimes you have something very big coming up. Sometimes life is also busy and work is also busy, so both of them are clashing at the same time. Then you get a break, like a small break, like it can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, right? I mean, one of the things that I like to compare it to is, say, I have just gone to the restroom, I've done my stuff in the restroom, I'm coming back and I sit back down in this chair, right? For the next, I'd say 30 seconds, right? That becomes probably the best time to feel that mindfulness, to just be okay. I'm here. I need this little, you can almost say, break, a rest, after the fact that I have walked, which in itself is a very difficult undertaking, as you probably can guess. And now that I'm back, now that I'm sitting down, suddenly the mindfulness kicks in, that okay, I've got 30 seconds with me, 30 seconds that is going to pass by in 5, right? It's going to feel like it's 5 seconds, but I have that time where I can just clear my head, right? And that is one way I look for mindfulness, because one of the things is, when we are dedicating time to yoga or dedicating time to meditation or dedicating time for something that allows us to introspect, we understand that there are limits, right? There are certain written concrete limits to how long something is going to last. But when these periods of like micro mindfulness exist, that 30 seconds you can maybe do a year's worth of thinking in just those 30 seconds, because at that point in time your mind is completely at ease, right before you, or at least for me, it is okay, fine, I have the fact that I need to go to the restroom playing in my head. So that is usually something that is on an urgency level, probably pretty urgent. So I've gone there, I've come back, and suddenly for that 30-second break there is nothing that is happening, right? There are 30 seconds where I have, I'm probably just going to be able to take one deep breath, and that one deep breath is just going to have my brain at that here and now phase, right? Which is so very common for being mindful. So this is one of the ways that I actually find mindfulness in lots of different possibilities. And I've just shared one little piece of mindfulness that I experience pretty much on actually on a daily basis, let's be honest. And it really is probably one of the best mindfulness activities where I find not only appreciation for the 30 seconds that I have, but I get to actually understand the value that I give to being mindful when I am doing yoga, being mindful when I am meditating. Because one thing that does end up happening is, if you do something day after day after day, sometimes it becomes more of a habit, right? And while yes, it is great that you've given yourself a very good habit, the bad part is you tend to forget the real reason, the real purpose behind that habit. And these 30 seconds, these micro mindful sessions are really my way of understanding the importance of the longer mindful sessions. So please, if you do have your own thoughts, if you do have insights to provide, please do provide them in the comment section so that we can get a conversation started. But of course, I do hope your weekend started. Weekend. I'm moving a little too ahead, but as I was saying, I do hope your week started off very well. This is Naren with MS. I am Naren. And of course, here is me wishing you a good night, sweet dreams, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.